Okay, so my name is Brandon McKinney, and this is for our Screencast-O-Matic assignment for Module 9. I'm doing a PowerPoint that I created for my CMS 100 class, and it was about any topic I wanted, so I chose the Cubs curse because I'm a huge baseball fan. Okay, so it starts off. What if I told you that a goat, a cat, and a human resource worker have kept the Chicago Cubs from winning a World Series title since 1908? I've been a huge baseball fan for my entire life, and my favorite professional team, the Red Sox, also went through a curse of about 100 years, so I know what it's like to go through a long drought without ever winning a championship. Um, this PowerPoint, you're going to find out about why I think the Cubs are cursed. You're going to learn about the GOAT of 1945, the epic collapse of 1969, and Steve Bartman's mistake in 2003. Okay, so start off with the GOAT of 1945. In 1945, William Billy Goat Sionis attempted to bring his pet goat into Wrigley Field for Game 4 of the World Series, and he had tickets for both him and his goat, and he stayed at the game until very late into the game, and then somebody complained that his goat smelled bad, so they kicked him out. As he left the field, many fans heard him yelling that the Cubs ain't going to win no more. The Cubs will never win a World Series as long as goats are not allowed in Wrigley Field. The Cubs went on to lose in Game 7 of the World Series, and Sionis later sent a telegram to the Cubs saying, "Who stinks now?" Diehard Cubs fans still believe in this curse today, and many fans want goats to be allowed to come to the baseball games. Here's a picture of Mr. Sionis and his goat. The epic collapse of 1969. Okay, so the Cubs team of 1969 is by many fans considered to be the best Cubs team of all time based on who was on the team. They had Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, Fergie Jenkins, and Billy Williams. The Cubs had a 9.5 game lead over the Mets late in the regular season, and it seemed like nothing would stop them from returning to the World Series for a second year in a row. And then the curse reared its head again during the Cubs and Mets series when a black cat ran circles around Ron Santo in the on-deck circle. Then it quickly disappeared under the stands, and the Cubs ended up losing that series, missing the playoffs, and it's been called the greatest second-place team ever. There's a picture of the cat circling Ron Santo. Steve Bartman's costly mistake. Okay, so in October 14th, 2003, the National League Division Series was between the Cubs and the Marlins. Steve Bartman was a human resource worker, a huge Cubs fan, and he attempted to catch a foul ball at the same time as the Cubs left fielder, Moises Alou. So Bartman deflected the ball, and what would have been a huge momentum killer for the Marlins led to a meltdown for the Cubs. The Cubs were one win away from making it to the World Series, but they wound up losing that game and also losing Game 7 a few nights later. Uh, Cubs fans everywhere just blamed Bartman for the meltdown because they were playing great before that play, and they had not played that poorly all season until Bartman did that. And Bartman received death threats for him and his family, and he stayed in hiding for years after this play. Here's a picture of Bartman. He was wearing headphones listening to the game on the radio, so that could have played a factor into why he did what he did. Who knows? In conclusion, I've told you about 3 different events that have made people believe that the Chicago Cubs are cursed. They are the GOAT of 1945, the collapse of 1969, and Steve Bartman's mistake in 2003. It's pretty evident that there are reasons as to why people would think that the Cubs are cursed, but things are looking up for the Cubs. This is old PowerPoint. So last season they finished in first place in their division, and they lost in the National League Division or National League Championship Series to the Mets. And this year they're in the National League Championship Series against the Dodgers, and they currently have a 3-2 series lead, and they need one more win to make it to the World Series for the first time in a long time. So maybe this year the curse will finally be over. Thanks.